In the town of Umuwawa, there once lived a young man whose only mistake was loving the wrong woman too deeply. This is the story of Chidi and Amaka, a true lesson on betrayal, ambition, and the silent tears that can change a person forever. Listen closely, because stories like this still happen every day. Umuwawa was a lively place, full of hard-working people and restless dreams. Among them was Chidi Nwafor, a humble spare parts seller with nothing but determination and a clean heart. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he had loyalty, the kind that can move mountains. And at the center of his heart was one woman, Amaka Ozuemena. Chidi loved Amaka long before life became complicated. He watched her grow from the girl who ran barefoot to the girl who wanted to become a nurse. She dreamed big, and Chidi wanted nothing more than to help those dreams come true. So when she gained admission into the university and her parents couldn't afford the fees, it was Chidi who stepped in. He sold his motorcycle. He took loans. He worked extra hours under the burning sun. Not because he had plenty, but because he believed in her, and because she promised him a future. Chidi, she said, when I finish school, we will build a life together. Those words became his strength. The first year was beautiful. Amaka called every day. She came home during holidays with smiles and gratitude. But as time passed, something changed. The calls reduced, the messages became short, her tone lost warmth, and she began to dress differently. Bracelets, expensive shoes, perfumes he had never bought. When Chidi asked, she brushed it off. It's nothing, just gifts from school friends. But deep inside, he felt something slipping. Still, he held on. Love makes people patient, even when patience hurts. One day, Chidi traveled to the hospital where she was doing her practicals. He arrived with flowers, excited to surprise her. But instead, he was surprised. A nurse looked at him and said, "Oh, Amaka? She left with her fiancé, the man in the big SUV." Chidi felt the world stop. Fiancé? SUV? Who? He stood outside the hospital for long minutes, unable to breathe, unable to move. He called her. She didn't answer. He texted. No reply. Hope began to fade, but he didn't give up. Not yet. A week later, a neighbor handed him an envelope. He opened it slowly. Wedding invitation, Amaka Ozomena and Chief Chukwudwi Nwaneri. The date was set. The venue was grand. Her smile on the printed card was bright. Too bright. Chidi's heart broke quietly. He traveled to her campus to ask why, but her roommates blocked him. She said we should never let you in. Those words pierced deeper than any blade. He waited outside in the rain for hours, but Amaka never came out. He finally walked home soaked, humiliated, and empty. On the wedding day, Chidi didn't dress up. He didn't join the crowd. He simply stood far away behind the palm trees, watching silently. Amaka arrived in a white gown, laughing, radiant, arm in arm with another man, wealthy, powerful, confident. Chidi didn't shout. He didn't fight. He didn't approach. Some heartbreaks are too deep for noise. When the church erupted in celebration, Chidi turned away and walked home alone. That night, he packed a small bag and left Umuwawa. He disappeared without a word. Days passed. Weeks. Months. No one heard from Chidi. His mother searched, the villagers talked, but he was gone. Some believed he went to Lagos. Others said heartbreak pushed him into a life of wandering. But one thing was certain. The man who left was not the same man who loved Amaka. Meanwhile, Amaka lived a life of luxury. Big house, nice car, everything she thought she wanted. But guilt followed her like a shadow. At night, she dreamed of Chidi standing in the rain. During quiet moments, memories of his sacrifices returned like ghosts. She tried to ignore them, but the conscience never sleeps. 2 years into the marriage, her perfect world began to crumble. Her husband traveled often. He returned home late. Rumors of other women became louder. Argument after argument broke the peace. One night, during a heated quarrel, he said the words she feared. "I married you because you were convenient, not because you were special." The sentence shattered her pride. She cried through the night, finally facing the truth. She had walked away from real love, from a man who believed in her more than anyone else, from the only soul who was willing to sacrifice everything. She searched for Chidi, but he was gone from Umuwawa. No address, no phone number, no trace. She carried her regret in silence because some mistakes cannot be undone. Today, the story of Chidi and Amaka is told in Umuwawa as a lesson, a reminder that loyalty is priceless, promises carry weight, and betrayal, even when hidden, leaves a long shadow. No one knows where Chidi is. Some believe he must have killed himself, while some say he must have started a new life in a foreign land. Others think heartbreak swallowed him whole. The fact is that no one knows the real truth, but everyone agrees. The day Amaka chose wealth over love, a good man's heart turned to ashes. Moral lessons. My friends, betrayal is a wound that cuts deeper than any knife. When someone gives you their youth, their sweat, and their future, they are handing you their trust. And trust is a sacred currency. If you spend it recklessly, the consequences are brutal. A person may rise from poverty to prosperity, yet if they forget the hand that lifted them, they fall harder than before. Relationships are not stepping stones, they are covenants. Do not treat people as temporary tools for your ambition. You may succeed today, but the seeds of betrayal you plant will ripen tomorrow, and you will walk barefoot through their thorns. Remember, gratitude is not weakness. Loyalty is not foolishness. When you honor those who helped you, heaven honors your journey. But when you destroy the heart that believed in you, you invite curses into your life. Sleepless nights, regret that tastes like salt, and a reputation stained like blood on white cloth. So, let this story teach you, never exchange loyalty for greed. Career, beauty, and temporary comfort will fade, but betrayal leaves scars that even time refuses to heal. Stay faithful, choose honesty, and walk the path that blesses your name, not curses it. If this story touched you, if it reminded you of someone or opened your eyes, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your thoughts matter. Your voice matters. Share your experience below. Someone out there may learn from your story too.